Right, welcome to another unboxing. This time it's still a Christopher Ward. So the previous one was the C63 Sealander, which is on my wrist right now. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. This is another watch that doesn't belong to me. It's actually been really generously donated to me for a couple of days by a member of the Christopher Ward enthusiasts Facebook group. Absolutely great bunch of people over in that group. I mentioned that I've been looking at a particular watch and just couldn't decide whether or not I actually liked it without getting my hands on it physically. And a few of them offered to either post me one of theirs, or this chap, who's quite local to me, just popped down and handed it to me. Said I could try it on for a couple of days to see if it suits me and how I like it, to hopefully help me make a decision to get it. So this also isn't the original box. This is my box from the C60. He just gave me the watch. Excuse the fingerprints. But it's exactly the same. It comes in the same box. The only difference is there's a certificate in the box of this watch that shows it's COSC certified. And obviously it won't be in this box. But for the purposes of this video, everything else is exactly the same. So we'll just slide it out. You can tell from the title already what the watch is. So this is, again, a really nice felt-lined watch box with a fake leather. And this is a combination of some sort of wood and bamboo, which is nice. So in the box, you get the exact same with this watch and every other watch. You have your warranty card with the 60/60 guarantee. So return it within 60 days of purchase and 60 months warranty. And then your details over on the left. Obviously, you have a different manual. This is for the C63, but it's exactly the same. It'll just be for this watch, which is the C60 Elite, Trident Elite. And with every other watch, you get the Christopher Ward embossed polishing pad, which I always keep in here. And here is the watch itself. So this is the titanium C60 Elite, which is their dive watch. This is the 42mm size, which I think is actually really well proportioned. One of the issues I had was whether or not I thought the 42mm would be too large for me. And I was actually thinking about getting the 40mm C60 Trident Pro. But this chap's lent me the Elite, which is 1,000 meters rather than 600. And this is the titanium, so it weighs nothing. You can barely even feel it when it's on your wrist. And holding it now, it feels like you're holding something a lot lighter than this should be, looking at it. I don't know the exact dimensions. I know it's a 42mm case, but because of the case back, exhibition case back, and the fact that it's rated to 1,000 meters, the case back is a little bit thicker than you would normally have. And obviously there you can see the helium escape valve, automatic. So when you're coming up from depth after diving, it releases all the helium built up inside. Rather than, like, for example, on the Omega, or I think Devosa do it as well, where you have a second crown here, you just unscrew and it releases the helium. But this is an automatic helium escape valve. And of course, on the Elite, one of the things you get is the display exhibition case back. It's quite hard to show with the strap in the way. There we go. Let me see if I can just focus on that. There we are. So that's the Celita movement inside there with the Christopher Ward double flag embossed winding wheel. You can see the balance wheel ticking away there. I love a exhibition case back, even though most of the time the watch is going to be on your wrist. You're not going to be looking at the movement inside, are you? But it's just nice to have it there occasionally, and it's a conversation piece. If you just whip your watch off at a dinner or a gathering of friends and just go, look at the inside of my watch. But again, yeah, this is the black dial, which is the option I would go for. And again, with the Elite, you get the day date rather than just the date. So obviously the day as well as the numerical date. And I know you're all going to ask about it, so let's see if we can do a few clicks of the bezel. It's really smooth and really great sound. Not much movement in it. It's really well built. It sounds great. Let's put it back to the 12 o'clock. I'm not sure how many clicks it is. Sounds like 10 between every indice, so it's probably 120 clicks, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, absolutely love it. And the option I would choose if and when I buy a C60 would be with the bracelet. It will be the steel bracelet if I get the normal C60, but this is obviously the titanium, so comes with the titanium bracelet. And he did mention it is a fingerprint magnet, and it definitely is, but it is a really nice looking watch. One of the issues I had looking at the pictures online, and probably in this video, is I just felt the bezels on these, they seemed too large and to take up too much space on the actual watch case itself. It's hard to explain what I mean, but in person it looks absolutely fantastic. So I'll get it on my wrist and give you a wrist shot. As with the previous video, my wrist is about 7 inches. In this hot weather like we're having today, it's expanded to just over a little bit of an inch. But the good thing about these cases, these steel straps, bracelets, is that they have the sliding extension in the actual case itself. So you just pull on that tab and just slide it back and forth. And you know, when you're sorry about that. So when it's, you know, a hot day and your wrist naturally expands throughout the day with the heat, it's nice to have that extra little bit of movement in the watch strap, which is nice. So I'll get it on the wrist. So here it is on my just over 7-inch wrist, and you know, it wears really nicely. I don't know if it shows up well in the video, but it isn't as large as I expected. I mean, it's quite thick because of the extra depth that the 1000 meter rating exhibition case bag gives it, but it wears really nicely. With it being titanium as well, you just don't feel it on the wrist. It's so light, it's eerily light. And you know, lug to lug, it doesn't extend over my wrist too much, so it's actually better than I was expecting. Wears better than I was expecting for a 42mm. Fits really nicely as well with this amount of links in, however many it is. I do have the clasp extended all the way to the end, but you see it catching the light there. Such a nice watch. Do I go for the C60 Elite, or do I just go for the Pro 600? Now the argument is from many people that if you can afford the extra, get the Elite. And I can understand why they say that. I would like to get hands on with just a normal Trident Pro 600, just to compare the two, but I could definitely see myself buying this one over the other one. But no, it looks really good. See if we can get in a little bit closer for you. It feels so comfortable on the wrist as well, especially with it being so light. Very nice. I do enjoy it. But again, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's just a quick unboxing, just my own thoughts of this watch. See if I can compare it. So it is bigger. This is a 39mm case diameter, the Sealander, but it doesn't look too much bigger, does it? They're quite comparable. I love them both. I could definitely see myself getting the Elite over the Pro, but we'll see. And thanks again to the Christopher Ward Enthusiast Facebook group for putting this whole thing together, and for the chap, I don't want to name him on the video just in case, but he knows who he is if he sees this video. Thanks to him for lending me this watch, and I have offered for him to have a view of this watch for a couple of days when I give the Trident back, as I think he's looking at one of these and would like to have it for a few days. So he's going to have this watch for a couple of days, see how he gets on with it. It is a great watch group on Facebook. They're all brilliant people in there. So as you can tell by someone just randomly allowing me to have their watch for a few days, and vice versa, I'll be giving mine his. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.